Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling the problem, minimum number of seconds to make mountain height 0. This one involves some neat math and searching logic, so let's break it down together. We are given a mountain of a specific height, and a team of workers who can reduce it. We get a list called worker times, where each number tells us how fast a specific worker is. But here is the catch. As a single worker digs deeper, they get tired, so it takes them longer. Reducing the first unit of height takes their base time. Reducing the second unit takes twice their base time. The third takes 3 times their base time, and so on. They all work at the same time, and we need to find the absolute minimum amount of time required to flatten the mountain completely. Before we look at examples, let's simplify the rules. If a worker reduces the mountain by x units, the total time is their base time multiplied by 1, plus their base time multiplied by 2, all the way up to x. If we factor out their base time, we're just multiplying it by the sum of numbers from 1 to x. In math, there is a famous formula for this sum. It's just x times x plus 1 divided by 2. This formula is going to be our secret weapon. Okay, let's look at the first example. We have a mountain height of 4 and 3 workers with base times of 2, 1, and 1. If the first worker reduces the height by 1 unit, it takes them 2 seconds. If the second worker reduces it by 2 units, it takes them 1 second for the first unit, plus 2 seconds for the second unit, making 3 seconds total. If the third worker reduces it by 1 unit, it takes them 1 second. Add up the units. 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals our mountain height of 4. Since they all work simultaneously, we just look at whoever took the longest, which was 3 seconds. That's our minimum time. Just a quick heads up, we will be walking through the solution using Python first, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I will be showing the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. If you just want to grab the code right now, you can find it on my website leetcodeunlock.com, link is in the description. How do we actually solve this efficiently? The editorial calls this the binary answer approach. Think about it. If our workers can destroy the mountain in 10 seconds, they can definitely do it in 11 or 12 seconds. But maybe they can't do it in 9. Because this relationship is monotonic, meaning it strictly goes in one direction, we can use binary search on the time itself. We will guess a time limit, check if all workers combined can reduce enough height within that limit, and if they can, we try an even smaller guess. So we guess a time limit. Now we need to know, how much mountain can a single worker destroy in exactly that amount of time? We take our math formula from earlier and set it to be less than or equal to our guess time. Now we could just use a loop to keep adding height until we run out of time, but that would be too slow. Instead, we can do some algebra and use the quadratic formula to instantly reverse engineer the exact number of units, which we'll call k, that a worker can process. This makes our checking process blazing fast. Alright, here is the Python code for this approach straight from the editorial. Don't worry if the math looks a bit intimidating at first glance. I'll walk you through exactly how it works piece by piece in the next few slides. If you want to test this code out yourself without retyping it, you can go to the leetcodeunlock.com/link in the description, so you can copy the code that is shown and explained in this video. Now getting back to the explanation. Let's break down the setup. For our binary search, we need a starting range. The absolute best case scenario, our lower bound, is just 1 second. For our worst case scenario, the upper bound, we imagine a nightmare situation. What if the absolute slowest worker on the team had to destroy the entire mountain entirely on their own? We calculate that massive amount of time using our formula and set that as our maximum possible guess. Now for the main loop. We calculate our middle guess. Then, we look at each worker one by one. We divide the total guess time by their specific base time to see how many base units of work they can do. Then, we plug that into our quadratic formula to find k, which is the actual height they can reduce. Notice that tiny value called epsilon being added? Because square roots give us messy decimal numbers, adding this tiny epsilon just ensures Python doesn't accidentally round down when it shouldn't. Finally, we add up the height from all workers into a total count. After checking all workers, we see if our total count is equal to or greater than the mountain height. If it is, great. That means our guess time is valid. We save it as a potential answer, but since we want the absolute minimum time, we adjust our search to look at even smaller time limits. On the other hand, if they failed to destroy the mountain, we didn't give them enough time, so we adjust our search to give them a larger time limit. We repeat this until we've narrowed it down to the perfect minimum. Code can be hard to visualize just by looking at it, so let's run a really simple example through it line by line. Imagine a mountain height of 3, and just one worker with a base time of 2. Our worst-case upper bound calculates out to 12. In our first step, our middle guess is 6 seconds. The worker has a base time of 2, so they have 3 units of base work available. We plug that into the quadratic formula, which simplifies to the square root of 25 minus 1 over 2, which gives us a height of 2. 2 is less than our mountain height of 3, so it's a failure. We bump our lower bound up to 7. We keep guessing higher times until our guess hits 12. At 12 seconds, the formula finally spits out a height of 3, which is a success, making 12 our minimum time. We will look at the performance of this approach in just a second, but first I want to quickly say why this channel looks and sounds the way it does. You can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I actually built this for myself, so I could generate clear, instant explanations the exact moment a daily problem drops to help myself learn. It helps me study much faster, and I upload them here in case they help you too. I don't put ads in these videos, and I don't take any sponsorships. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Let's talk about efficiency. The time complexity is big O of m times the log of m times h squared. That looks like a mouthful, but let's break it down. M time can see is the number of workers in our list. M time can see is the absolute slowest base time, and HLI- is the mountain height. Our binary search spans up to m times h squared, and binary searching means we take the logarithm of that massive span. Then, for every single guess in that search, we loop through all n workers. As for space complexity, it is order 1, or constant space, because we are just tracking a few numeric variables, and not building any new lists or arrays. Alright, that covers the Python solution and the logic behind it. As promised, here are the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. Instead of pausing and typing these out, you can just go to leetcodeunlock.com via the link in the description to copy and paste the exact code directly into your editor. Here is the full solution in Java. Notice that we use the long data type extensively here, because the upper bound of our search can easily exceed the maximum limit of standard integers. Next up, here is the C++ version. Similar to Java, we are utilizing long to prevent any overflow issues during our massive upper bound calculation and middle time guesses. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Because JavaScript numbers can lose precision with very large integers, it's safer to use big ints for our binary search bounds, converting back to standard numbers when we interact with the math.squareroot function. So let's wrap it up. We learned that whenever an outcome strictly increases alongside the input, like more time meaning more work, we can use binary search to just guess the answer directly. We also saw how recognizing the mathematical sum of an integer sequence allowed us to avoid slow simulation loops, and how using the quadratic formula let us instantly reverse engineer the exact data we needed in constant time. Before we finish up, I want to mention I have another channel called Leetcode Unlocked. I am on a mission to eventually post a solution for literally every single Leetcode problem on the platform. If you want to study problems outside of just the daily challenge, make sure to check it out. If you want to help support that goal of covering every problem, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/LeetCodeDaily. Also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post the daily Leetcode problem as soon as it comes out so you can get your streak done early. Keep coding, and I will catch you in the next one.